Every night, 2 children cried for their dead mother. 6 babysitters had quit. David was desperate. Then Maria arrived, a maid who had lost her own child. She didn't try to stop their tears. Instead, she sat with them and said, "I understand your pain because I've lived it too." Before watching full story, comment below from where you watching. Also like and subscribe for more stories. David Carter sat in his car outside his house, afraid to go inside. He knew what waited for him, the sound of his children crying. Every single night for 8 months, ever since their mother died in a car accident, his house had been filled with tears. His phone rang. It was Mrs. Johnson, the babysitter. "Mr. Carter, I can't do this anymore," she said sadly. "Emma threw her food at me today and screamed for 2 hours. And little Jake hasn't stopped crying since you left this morning. I think you need someone else." David closed his eyes. That was the 6th babysitter in 4 months. Nobody wanted to deal with his broken children. Emma was 8 years old and used to be full of joy. Now she was angry all the time. She would hide in her closet and refuse to come out. She wouldn't eat, wouldn't play, wouldn't smile. Jake was only 4. He didn't understand why mommy wasn't coming home. Every morning he would wait by the door with his teddy bear, hoping to see her car pull up. Every night he would cry himself to sleep, asking for his mama. David worked as a manager at a bank. His boss was getting tired of him leaving work early or coming in late because of problems with the children. But what choice did he have? His kids needed him, but they were so sad and angry that nothing he did helped. When he walked into the house that evening, Emma was under the dining room table, refusing to come out. Jake was sitting on the floor, crying and holding a picture of their mother, Linda. "Daddy, when is mommy coming back?" Jake asked through his tears. David's heart broke a little more. "Remember, buddy? Mommy went to heaven. She can't come back. But I want her to come back." Jake screamed. "I want my mommy." Emma crawled out from under the table just to yell, "It's all your fault. If you hadn't let mommy go to the store that day, she wouldn't be dead." David wanted to cry too. His children blamed him, and maybe they were right. Maybe he should have gone to the store instead of Linda that rainy night. The next day, David's neighbor, Mrs. Rodriguez, came to visit. She saw how tired and sad David looked. "I know someone who might help," she said kindly. "Her name is Maria Santos. She's very good with children who are hurting." "I don't know," David said. "We've tried so many babysitters. The children hate everyone. Maria is different. She lost her own son 3 years ago. She understands pain." That afternoon, Maria came to meet the family. She was 45 years old with kind dark eyes and gentle hands. She wore a simple blue dress and spoke with a soft accent. When she walked in, Emma immediately started screaming. "Go away. We don't want you here. Nobody can stay here." Jake threw his toys across the room and ran to hide behind the couch. But Maria didn't leave. She didn't look scared or upset. Instead, she sat down on the floor where Jake had thrown the toys and began picking them up slowly. "These are beautiful toys," she said quietly. "I bet they have wonderful stories." Emma stopped screaming for a moment, surprised that Maria wasn't yelling back or trying to grab her. "My little boy used to have a truck just like this one," Maria continued, holding up a red toy truck. "He would drive it all around the house, making engine noises." "Where is your little boy now?" Jake asked from behind the couch. Maria's voice became very soft. "He's in heaven with the angels. Just like your mama." Something changed in the room. Emma stopped hiding under the table. Jake peeked out from behind the couch. "Do you miss him?" Emma asked quietly. "Every single day," Maria said honestly. "But you know what? Missing someone means you love them very much. And love never goes away even when people do." David watched this amazing woman talk to his children like no one else had. She didn't try to make them stop crying. She didn't tell them to be happy. She just understood. "Can you help us?" David asked. Maria looked at the 2 sad children and then at David. "I'll try my best. But healing takes time. Are you willing to be patient?" "Yes," David said quickly. "Please, we need help." Maria started working the next Monday. David left for work expecting another phone call from an upset babysitter. But the call never came. When he got home that evening, something was different. The house wasn't completely quiet, but it wasn't filled with screaming either. He found Maria in the kitchen with both children. Emma was sitting at the table, actually eating a sandwich. Jake was coloring a picture. "Hello, Daddy," Jake said without crying. It was the first time in months. "How was your day?" David asked, amazed. "Maria told us about her son, Carlos," Emma said. "He liked to build things with blocks just like Jake. And she made real Mexican food," Jake added. It's yummy. David looked at Maria with wonder. How did you? I told them the truth, Maria said simply. That it's okay to be sad. That missing someone you love is normal. And that even when we're sad, we still need to eat and take care of ourselves. That night, for the first time in 8 months, both children went to bed without crying for hours. Emma even let David read her a story. Maria says Mommy can hear us when we talk to her, Emma whispered. What do you think about that? David asked. I think it's nice. I told Mommy about Maria today. I think Mommy would like her. David felt tears in his eyes, but they were good tears for the first time in a long while. Over the next few weeks, Maria did something no one else had thought to do. Instead of trying to make the children forget their mother, she helped them remember her in happy ways. She asked David to bring out photo albums and videos of Linda. At first, the children cried when they saw the pictures. But Maria sat with them and asked them to tell her stories about their mama. Mommy used to sing to us every night, Jake remembered. She made the best chocolate chip cookies, Emma added. And she would let us lick the bowl. She sounds like a wonderful mama, Maria said. What else do you remember? Slowly, the children began to share happy memories instead of just crying. Maria helped them make a special memory book with pictures and stories about Linda. This way you'll never forget all the love she gave you, Maria explained. Maria also told them about her son Carlos. How he loved to play soccer, how he made her laugh, how much she missed him. She showed them that adults could be sad too, and that was okay. When I miss Carlos too much, I do something he loved, Maria said. I kick a soccer ball in the park or I make his favorite meal. It makes me feel close to him. Can we do things Mommy loved? Emma asked. Of course. What did she love to do? She loved to garden, Emma said. She had beautiful flowers. She loved to dance in the kitchen while she cooked, Jake remembered. So Maria helped them plant flowers in the backyard just like Linda used to do. She played music in the kitchen and showed them how to dance while they made dinner together. Instead of making them sadder, these activities began to make them smile. They were keeping their mother's memory alive in beautiful ways. Everything was going well until one evening in November. David came home to find Maria looking worried. What's wrong? He asked. Emma had a very hard day. She found some of her mother's old letters in a box. She's been in her room for 2 hours crying. David's heart sank. He thought they were getting better. From upstairs they could hear Emma sobbing. I want my mommy. I want to go to heaven too. I don't want to be here anymore. David ran upstairs and knocked on Emma's door. Emma, sweetheart, please let me in. No. Go away. I hate it here. I want to die so I can see Mommy. David felt panic rising in his chest. This was exactly what had happened with all the other babysitters. They would quit after hearing Emma say things like this. He looked at Maria, expecting her to say she couldn't handle this. Instead, Maria sat down outside Emma's door. Emma, she called softly. Can I tell you something important? The crying got quieter. When Carlos died, I wanted to die too. I was so sad and angry. I thought about joining him in heaven every single day. Emma's door opened a crack. But then I realized something. Carlos wouldn't want me to stop living. He would want me to keep going, to help other children, to find ways to be happy again. Just like your mommy wouldn't want you to stop living. How do you know what Mommy wants? Emma asked through her tears. Because mommies love their children more than anything in the whole world. Even when they have to go to heaven, they still want their children to have good lives, to grow up, to be happy. Emma opened the door wider. She was holding one of Linda's old letters. Mommy wrote that she wanted me to be brave and kind, Emma whispered. Then that's what she still wants, Maria said gently. She wants you to be brave enough to keep living and kind enough to help others. Can you try to do that for her? Emma threw herself into Maria's arms and cried, but this time it felt different. It felt like healing. After that night, Emma began to change. She started talking about her feelings instead of just being angry. She told Maria how scared she was that she would forget her mother's voice or her smile. I have an idea, Maria said. Let's make a recording. You can tell me all your favorite memories of your mama, and we'll save it forever. So Emma and Jake spent an afternoon telling Maria stories about Linda. They talked about her laugh, her hugs, the songs she sang, the games she played. Now whenever you're afraid you'll forget, you can listen to this, Maria said. Your memories are safe. Maria also started a new tradition. Every Sunday they would have Mama Day. They would do something Linda loved, bake cookies, watch her favorite movies, or look through photo albums. But won't that make us sad? Jake asked. Maybe a little, Maria said. But it will also make you feel close to her. And feeling close to someone you love is worth a few tears. She was right. The first Mama Day was hard, but it was also beautiful. They made Linda's famous chocolate chip cookies, and the whole house smelled just like it used to when she was alive. I can almost pretend Mommy is here, Jake said happily. She is here, Maria said, pointing to Jake's heart. She lives in here now. As the weeks passed, David began to notice something else. He was falling in love with Maria. It wasn't just because she was wonderful with his children, though she was. It was because of who she was: kind, patient, strong, and understanding. She had taken his broken family and helped them heal. But David was scared to say anything. What if it ruined the peace she had brought to their home? What if she didn't feel the same way? What if the children thought he was trying to replace their mother? The children, however, had no such worries. I think Maria should live with us forever, Jake announced one morning. Jake, David warned. But Daddy, she makes us happy. And she makes you smile again too, Emma added. I think Mommy would want us to be happy. Maria blushed and looked down at her coffee. That evening, after the children were asleep, David found Maria on the back porch looking at the stars. They're not wrong, you know, he said softly. About what? About you making us happy, making me happy. He took a deep breath. Maria, I think I'm falling in love with you. She was quiet for a long time. David began to worry that he had said the wrong thing. I'm scared, she finally whispered. Of what? Of loving again and losing again. Of the children thinking I'm trying to replace their mother. Of you realizing that I come with my own sadness. David sat down beside her. Maria, you're not trying to replace Linda. You're helping us heal from losing her. The children love you and I love you too. Not despite your sadness but including it. Your sadness made you understand our sadness. It's part of what makes you so special. Maria looked at him with tears in her eyes. I love you too, David. And I love Emma and Jake. But I'm still scared. So am I, David admitted. But maybe being scared together is better than being scared alone. Over the next few months, David and Maria slowly built something beautiful together. They were careful to include Emma and Jake in every decision. Would you like Maria to be part of our family forever? David asked them one day. Yes. Jake shouted immediately. Emma was more thoughtful. Would that mean she would be our new mommy? No, sweetheart, David said carefully. Maria would never try to replace your real mommy. She would be your stepmommy, which means she would love you and take care of you, but your first mommy will always be your real mommy. Can I love both of them? Emma asked. Of course, David said. Love doesn't run out. The more people you love, the more love you have. Emma smiled. Then yes, I want Maria to stay forever. That weekend, David proposed to Maria in their backyard with Emma and Jake helping. They had made a banner that said, "Will you marry Daddy?" And Jake presented Maria with a ring pop while David got down on one knee with the real ring. Yes, Maria laughed through her tears. Yes, I'll marry all of you. They planned a small wedding for the spring. Emma and Jake were excited to help with everything. They picked flowers, chose decorations, and even helped write the vows. On the wedding day, both children walked Maria down the aisle. Emma carried a bouquet and Jake carried the rings. During the ceremony, Maria spoke directly to the children. Emma and Jake, I want you to know that I'm not here to replace your mama. I'm here to love you alongside her memory. Your mama will always be your first and most important mommy. I'm just honored to be your second mommy. Emma stepped forward with a small gift. Inside was a locket with 3 pictures, one of Linda, one of Carlos, and one of their new family. Now we have everyone we love close to our hearts, Emma said. Maria started crying happy tears and hugged both children tight. The wedding cake was a little lopsided because Emma and Jake had insisted on decorating it themselves, but it was perfect because it was made with love. The first year of their new family wasn't always easy. There were still hard days when Emma missed her mother terribly or when Jake had nightmares. But now they faced these hard times together. Maria never tried to erase Linda's memory. Instead, she helped keep it alive. They celebrated Linda's birthday every year with her favorite cake. They visited her grave on special holidays and told her about all the new things happening in their lives. I think Mama would be happy that we're happy, Emma said one day as they planted flowers on Linda's grave. I think so too, Maria agreed. And I think Carlos would be happy that I found a new family to love. David watched his wife and children and felt his heart overflow with gratitude. A year ago, his house had been filled with tears every night. Now it was filled with laughter, hugs, and bedtime stories. As time passed, their family grew stronger. Emma started doing better in school and made new friends. Jake began sleeping through the night without nightmares. David found himself laughing again, really laughing for the first time since Linda died. Maria fit into their family like she had always belonged there. She learned to make Linda special pancakes on Sunday mornings. She kept photo albums of Linda in the living room and encouraged the children to talk about their memories whenever they wanted to. But she also brought her own traditions. She taught them Spanish words and songs. She made traditional Mexican food that Carlos had loved. She showed them that families could blend old memories with new love. One evening, as they sat around the dinner table, Jake made an announcement. "I'm happy now," he said simply. "What do you mean, buddy?" David asked. "I mean, I still miss Mama Linda and I still feel sad sometimes. But I'm happy too. Is that okay?" "That's more than okay," Maria said gently. "That's exactly how it should be. You can miss someone and be happy at the same time." "Good," Jake said and went back to eating his dinner. David and Maria exchanged a look of wonder. Their little boy had learned something that many adults never understand, that grief and joy can exist together. On the second anniversary of Linda's death, the family decided to have a celebration of her life instead of just a sad memorial. They invited Linda's parents, David's parents, and a few close friends. Everyone brought stories and photos. They made Linda's favorite foods and played her favorite music. Instead of focusing on how she died, they focused on how she lived. "Mama loved butterflies," Emma told everyone. "So we planted a butterfly garden for her." They went outside to see the beautiful garden that Maria had helped the children create. It was full of colorful flowers that attracted butterflies, and in the center was a small stone with Linda's name and the words, "Forever in our hearts." As they stood in the garden, a bright orange butterfly landed on Emma's shoulder. "Look," Jake whispered. "It's a message from Mama." Whether it was or wasn't, it felt like a blessing. Like Linda was telling them she approved of their new life. That night, as David tucked the children into bed, Emma said something that made his heart sing. "Daddy, I think we're the luckiest family in the world." "Why's that, sweetheart?" "Because we have two mommies who love us. Mama Linda in heaven and Mama Maria here with us. Most kids only have one mommy, but we have two." David kissed her forehead. "You're absolutely right. We are very lucky. The house on Cedar Street is full of life again." Emma is now 13 and helps Maria cook dinner every night. Jake is 9 and plays soccer just like Carlos used to do. Maria cheers for him at every game, and sometimes she tells him that Carlos is cheering too. David and Maria have been married for 4 years now, and they have a new baby, a little girl they named Hope. Emma and Jake adore their baby sister and are wonderful big siblings. On the mantel in the living room sit several framed photos. There's one of Linda with David and the children from before she died. There's one of Carlos with Maria from when he was little. And there are many photos of their blended family, all the birthdays, holidays, and ordinary moments that make up a life filled with love. Every night before bed, the family has a tradition. They light 2 small candles, one for Linda and one for Carlos, and say good night to them. "Good night, Mama Linda. Good night, Carlos. We love you and miss you." Then they blow out the candles and hug each other good night. David often thinks about that terrible time when his children cried every night and he thought their family would never be whole again. He thinks about how desperate he was when the 6th babysitter quit. He never imagined that the woman who would save his family would be someone who understood their pain so deeply because she had lived through her own. Maria didn't just take care of his children, she helped heal their broken hearts and taught them that love doesn't end when someone dies, it just finds new ways to grow. Now, instead of crying every night, the children fall asleep to the sound of Maria singing Spanish lullabies. Instead of hiding from life, Emma participates in school plays and has sleepovers with friends. Instead of waiting by the door for his mother to come home, Jake plays in the backyard and helps Maria in the butterfly garden. They learn that grief is not something you get over, it's something you learn to carry. But when you carry it together, when you share it with people who understand, it becomes bearable. And sometimes, in the midst of that shared grief, something beautiful grows, a new kind of love, a different kind of family, a second chance at happiness. Maria kept her promise. She never tried to replace Linda. Instead, she honored her memory while building something new and beautiful. She showed them that a heart can hold both sadness for what was lost and joy for what was found. And every night, as the family of 5, now 6 with baby Hope, settles down to sleep in their house that was once filled with tears, they know that they are watched over by 2 angels, Linda and Carlos, who brought them together through the very love that seemed lost forever. Sometimes the people who save us are the ones who understand our pain the best. Sometimes families are built not just by birth, but by choice, by love, by the decision to heal together. And sometimes, when children cry every night because their hearts are broken, All they need is someone who knows that broken hearts can be mended, not to be the same as before but to be even stronger, with room for even more love than they ever thought possible.